2 cents is shout out to Tyla. I don't feel like she's been backed by anybody. If she is, shout out, But I feel like I've always felt like she's international from the first song. Her quality has always been.
You know why I get a good feel like Cassper? Because this is an addiction, guys. I think people don't treat sex addiction as they would treat drug addiction. You get that one? Leona, it is quite intense.
I'm standing on business.
And I kind of call it Afrobeat ailing the foundation for Nigerian music. It's not even theirs.
Yeah, it's not.
It's okay.
Ghana.
From Ghana.
They go around just stealing people's music and but they
steal everything.
When I look at TikTok, a lot of content is about South Africa. A lot, especially those guys that ask questions in the street. I think now they realize that actually those people are very reactive. So whenever they see something that has their name in it, they're just going to watch, they tune in. That is why.
Welcome to It's Global Streetz Live, the podcast. Right here, my name is Karen Mtsiki girl from the ghetto doing big things in the city. On my left, which is your right, got the boy go easy, go easy. Oh man, G easy, so neezy, neezy. And on my right, which is your left, got the man who I wish had a less ego, less sejo. You Garrett? If you don't Garrett, forget about it. Behind the camera, we got Batman, Ghost, Dark Knight, Kagiso. Nah, man. Namani, KG, and a special name that he has as of today because of this episode is Cindy. And I'm also going to introduce our VVIP, which is you at home who's watching or wherever you could be watching for. Shout out to you. Our subbies are growing. So shout out to you guys for loving us, for showing us love, for commenting, for interacting, and following us also on various social media platforms. We love it. We see it. And we are here for it. The boys. How you doing, the boys?
We good.
You know?
Why are you guys looking at me?
I mean, we just wanna see if you.
Why are you guys looking at me?
I'm looking at you guys and
we're looking at you because we're gonna be singing "Happy Birthday" for you in like a week or two. So we kicking it up. You know what I'm saying?
There.
10 days after Valentine.
We want to gain more presence and shit. So we might have some street squads that are looking at you. You get what I mean? So we're just putting it out there. So when the time comes, they're ready too.
Okay, let's go into it, guys. Let's catch up on whatever happened during the week. I think for this week, I've got something cool that I wanted to ask the boys.
Okay.
So don't shit this. What the hell is wrong with you?
Whenever Karen
asks questions,
something that's not planned.
My man, it's on.
Guys,
it's on. Let me drink water.
Okay, so guys, I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Hey.
And today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And today's question is about Valentine's, right, my lovely? So what would you do if you were to buy something for your significant other and you go all the way, like you go the whole 9 yards, like something big, you saved for this and it's the best you can do at this point, at this exact point in your life. And you think, damn, baby's gonna love this, right? And then you bring it to her. And then when you get there, you see something way different to that, And it's like a Louis Vuitton bag or something else. And you say, oh, it's a Valentine's gift from my male bestie. How would you react to that? You probably got her, I don't know what you got her, but it's nothing close to that.
Fuck.
Number one, why is there a male bestie existing?
In the first place. In the fucking first place.
Why is there a male bestie existing in this whole thing?
I will change our title from in a relationship to friendship.
There's no male bestie that's supposed to exist in this shit.
Why are you even accepting that shit?
I want a brook nigga talk.
Broke niggas talk.
niggas
Fuck
talk.
that shit, whether I was rich or not. Whether I was rich or not.
Qua.
Because let me tell you, there will always be a better looking motherfucker.
Exactly.
There will always be a better pocketed or bigger pocketed
My
motherfucker.
nigga.
You know what I mean? So it's got nothing to do with what financial position you'd be in. Because whatever financial position you are in, there'll always be somebody who can do better and bigger than you.
Okay, pause. Let's do this. I want to show you how selfish you guys are. So right now, I want to show you guys how selfish you guys are. Let's say right now, in this particular stance that we are in,
Yeah.
the podcast is growing. We're doing wow. We're getting subbies. We're getting about 8 million views a month. Manifesting, you already know. And then you guys are like my boys. And then we get to a point where Reshapo Kaufel. Do you want to tell me if you saw something that you knew Karen liked and you afforded it? Would you withhold it from me because I have a boyfriend?
Not necessarily, remember?
I would.
Let me answer you, right?
You would withhold it from me.
I would.
I'm cutting you off
Because
from
I'm
today.
gonna have
Let me
to
answer.
respect your boyfriend.
Yes.
Who is he?
He's your
In
boyfriend.
comparison to you guys.
He's your
So
boyfriend.
basically,
So my
to
boyfriend must come
LSJ,
with you guys.
Exactly.
let's come hata
Who are
comes.
we?
Okay, but look, I think at that time, we would probably know your man. Because we would have probably gone to so many events that you would have brought
but
him there.
Exactly.
It's not even how selfish you are.
And you must remember, it coming from us is not just besties. We are colleagues.
Exactly.
So it'll be seen as
G,
us
the
being
bigger question is
colleagues.
why are you accepting it? Even if we can get it for you, why are you accepting
You
it?
my boys.
No, fine, we your boys. But if it's gonna make your man feel awkward, why are you accepting it?
So if you buy me a Louis Vuitton bag right now, I must say no.
No, my man, I get this is you have a relationship with your man. We
Yeah.
don't. So we can get you that Louis Vuitton bag. But if your man is gonna be otherwise, why are you putting yourself or your guy's relationship in that predicament where you're gonna accept it?
Guys, no. Let's say I'm in a predicament now. And I call one of you guys for help. So you must ask for
No,
permission.
that's a different matter.
You cannot say that.
Remember, you can't put emergency and leisure together.
It's the same because
It's not the same.
Wait, as a partner, you could get offended
Stranded,
with
you being stranded is a risk, is a safety risk to you. You get what I
But-
mean?
but also that
Whereas
could offend a
me
man.
buying you a
Then
present
you
is
will
not
fuck it up.
a must.
No, because your safety is a priority.
Exactly.
It's a
He
different
could
matter.
get offended for so hana le bathata o founela bashimanenyana ba ba gago ba
It
GSM.
doesn't matter. Your safety is a
It's the same
priority. Not.
accepting a Louis Vuitton bag from
It's
you.
not the same thing.
Let's flip the tables. Ne? Umotwaka, Karen. You cooked up this delicious meal. Ke khutla ka skaftin seatlets. O jele kae? Oh no, my bestie cooked and I ate her food.
Or my colleague.
Sure.
And then I ate her food.
Yeah, I
Zin,
ate
zin,
her
zin,
food.
zin.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Sheba sefahleho sa
No,
change.
ke mo tshwara-
Sefahleho sa change. Sa change.
No, ke mo tshwara ka letsogo, ke mo isa ka moreng, ke mo fa ntho ena ka sefofe, nna ke kgona go mo fa yona. O ke o jele wena.
Eh, but no, ke right today. I had a stressful day at work.
Wena o batla go shwa mo.
The plan was to kill.
Wena o batla go shwa. Insurance-nyana e,
So
o tlo-
basically what I'm saying is once you're in a relationship, man or woman, don't accept or put yourself in a predicament where your partner won't accept or like it.
O reng wena Khwitson? Wa dumela le nna?
That's why kere, example ya gago. If wena, that's why kere, by that time, when we are now 8 million, what, maybe mjita wa hao. And it will not be like a single gift. It'll probably be like enough for me. I would say we would join and club in for one gift. You'll not get a gift from him, get a gift from him, and get a gift from me. It'll be that thing you're thinking, this is a gift coming from the GSL squad.
How do you know right here in this podcast I haven't bought something from someone? Ka mo fa le sa tsebe.
What do you mean, someone?
Atsing.
You haven't bought something?
What if wena o itse gore go na le ke reketse lesego something nyana go
Then
tswa
it's
nna le
between
nna-
you and Alain. That's the business.
So why le ena tshwantse e be ntho e kgolo
Ing.
gore ke nkile
No, akere e o tla bo etsa ka
shap a re
mokgwenyana.
tlogeleng se ke tlang ka re ba mpore ba
Tla bo
shile
etsa ka mokgwenyana.
Let me close it. Let me close it.
o
ne?
kantega wena ne o e rata
I
taba
think-
o
I fucked up. I think I don't know. I'm not sure if you are really serious by not seeing anything wrong with this whole thing, because there should be. Like he said, right? you should not put yourself or put your relationship in a predicament by just accepting things, because even if you are stranded, for an example, right? I know Kagiso said when you're stranded, we need to come through, right? However, I still believe you need to tell your man first.
Yeah.
And
You're not my dad. Don't tell me what to do.
Yabo?
Yabo? See, girls and being emotional. This is just a hypothetical speaking thing.
And I'm hypothetically telling you you're not my dad.
Let's move on.
No, fill it.
Yeah, I was just saying that you should ask your man first. If he doesn't, for an example, if he's stranded somewhere and he doesn't have a car, I'm sure there's someone that he's going to want to call to come through, instead of saying, I know he doesn't have a car, so I'm just going to call the guy that has a car.
Okay, so now moving on, because all your birthdays are approaching. So I must ask your girlfriends if I wanted to get you something. Lilon.
Me personally, birthdays are just another day.
Birthday important enough. Must I ask your girlfriend if I want to get you
Birthdays
something?
are just another. If you buy a present, for an example, I'll take it as a GSL present. Hey.
You
You can buy it, ne? And then we'll enjoy it here.
What if you go to the trunk?
We're gonna wear them. I'm gonna share them with them.
We spend the day here, so we see.
They're gonna be cheers.
Please go tell us what you think. The boys are whiling. How would you feel actually if your partner did that to you? You go out there, you spend a whole lot of money, like your savings, and maybe my baby likes this one thing. Maybe I'm gonna get an iPhone 15. Kanti male bestie mo get a Porsche. What would you do? Let us know and hit us up in the comment section. We want to know what you think, because it's just like invaluable information. However, I'm just saying, just make sure that the person you date is not the most broke in your circle, because this is how it goes wrong. Disgusting. Boring. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Broke boys matter too. I'm just being childish. It's been a great week. A lot has happened in the South African and international scene. We're about to delve into it. But the biggest props we want to start with, and I think it's fitting we do so, let us all give a round of applause to the youngest hun in the game to be a Grammy Award winner. Give it up for China. But that's not the clap you practice, my way.
Oh,
Let's do the yellow bone clap.
you think?
Let's go. I love it here.
Karen wasanya guys.
Yes.
Karen is crazy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it
Oh
back.
my
man.
gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm too comfortable.
By the way, it's actually I feel awkward now by yellow bone.
You should have seen her. You should have seen how she looked when she fucking pulled that shit off. I'm like, you should have seen how he laughed. He was like,
Oh my gosh. Shit. And that was unexpected.
Unexpected.
So, yes, sir.
We make good TV, man. We make good TV.
Karen is crazy.
Sorry.
So obviously, Tyla, she won a Grammy, which is dope. The one thing that I like about her is that every time she speaks, she's rapping whatever she is.
Absolutely.
I saw the acceptance speech. What the heck?
What the heck?
The coloredness was coming out there. So while that was happening, obviously people on the socials, they're gonna speak about it, right?
Absolutely.
One person that spoke about it, which is a person that always says something on Twitter /X, is Ntsiki Mazwai. So Ntsiki
I'm wearing
Mazwai,
my hair today. I don't have to pull out a wig. Yeah, let's go.
I forgot that. So Ntsiki Mazwai was saying, guys, something is off here. Koninte off. This looks like an industry plant type of thing, because the way this girl is moving and how fast she's moving and how fast she's getting all these things that she's getting within a short space of time, because it's only been a year where she has become a global
Sensation.
Exactly. And all of these things are coming within a short space of time, within a year. and she was saying, "This koninte offla. I'm smelling an industry plant type of thing." So for those who don't know what an industry plant is, a person that has all the backing. It's like they put them there, and then everything is just put on them to push them to reach their highest heights, right? And then Shimza responded. Shimza was like, "Wena, you are a digital witch."
Digital witch.
Wena, you are a digital witch. Every time you come with all of this shit.
I thought the Shimza aikadile.
Nah.
You are a digital witch.
So for once, Shimza is on the good side.
Yeah.
What do you mean for once? Okay, never mind.
You are a digital witch. How dare you say this thing about a child? Because everyone is congratulating a child, but you're coming with your own shit here, right? And then it became a back and forth, and then Ntsiki Mazwai started saying Shimza slept his way up.
You know what they once said about her? You know what they once said about her? Or snacks. That's why Lintota snacks.
You were saying?
Like slept like Natuno Saka.
Yeah. I don't know whether she was referring to sleeping with the guys or
you can't sleep your way buroko to success. Come on, there's only one.
No.
As in
The
like the
gender.
sex, the type of
Like
sex.
he was
gender.
receiving or was he giving?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pella, you know,
And who are you giving? Are you giving a female or are you giving a male?
Exactly.
you know when it comes to
But digital
entertainment,
witch
yeah?
is mad.
When it comes to entertainment, most of the time the guys are the ones who are receiving.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
hence people if they say he slept his way up, that means it was a bitch.
So he started saying all of that.
That took time. Shots, Karen.
It became a back and forth thing. She kept on saying that you slept your way up. You're always getting these ANC gigs and what. People should follow the money where it comes from, which is weird because Shimza is always gigging outside of the country, so he's getting paid in pounds and euros.
no, Akere, there's this. It's like a initiative thing in Mabob where government can, in order for when Uber represent internationally, they can fund you and push you on an international scale.
Our government can do that.
Maybe
like
that's
tourism
Who do they do it for?
and entertainment.
But they don't do that. Who do they do that for?
But what I want to ask is it selective? Because now I don't see everyone getting it.
Who are they doing
So
it
there are
for?
specific people.
Yeah.
So now I think I'm gonna be more on Ntsiki Mazwai's side. And you must remember.
Hold on, can I just finish this
Okay.
first? Ne?
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
gonna give you a
Fellow
chance because
digital witch.
Shimza was not done. Shimza was not done with Digital Witch.
Okay.
And then Shimza had a comeback and said, "Onghamotete."
Yeah. Shit. No, I think after yes. That was on another level. I'm a date. Fuck. And I saw something fella rakapi, you know,
Dog.
he's getting more gigs than
Exactly.
Then she takes showers and I'm like,
Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
bruh.
He said.
Yo. That was war, bro. That was
crazy.
heavy. And they don't normally go back and forth like that. This was like a proper back and forth.
It was like probably
It was a thread.
20 tweets. So LED replies to each other.
Yarr. Son.
That's the word.
Word. Kind of goes with some side. Yo.
My man, all like computer to Nugum Titi. What the
Biggest insult.
It is.
you know what?
It is, Tom.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it through today's episode. I think it's super chaotic. But
Yo.
out of all the things that you had to share, my 2 cents is shout out to Tyla. I don't feel like she's been backed by anybody. If she is, shout out, you know. But I feel like I've always felt like she's international from the first song. Her quality has always been A grade. She's never taken out a track that I know of, ailing mediocre. And I was introduced to her, got baby. I know it's getting late. And she had an Ariana Grande vibe. And it's always been like good production, great music video. And she's the type of person who just always had a vision for herself, and you can see with the kind of work she puts out. She always wanted to be international. And I just feel like it's crazy for her to drop a song and then the follow-up song, which is Water, for her to take her. And I think the bitterness about that comes from why 2 songs and then you fly?
Yeah.
You know, why 2 songs and then you fly? Because initially that's what you did. But I really feel like if you do something and you're meticulous and you do it with your soul,
But she is international standard.
She's always been. That's what I'm like. If we're being honest, Tyla from that song has always set the stand.
And honestly, it doesn't matter how many songs you have. Bona Sai, Oppa Gangnam Style. You only had one song, but it was the biggest song ever.
Set for life.
So why do we need to wait for the 5th song before we can recognize how big that song is?
But the vision.
You know, I think this whole thing is a black people thing that they usually have, because whenever someone becomes successful, then there's something they're using,
With a something.
whether utwele or something. So it becomes a mind fuck when they see someone achieving so much within a short space of time. Now they're thinking, this is not normal, because 1, 2, and 3 they basokolile and they had to do so many things before they can reach even half of what
when you just at the pinnacle.
We're not just 2 songs Grammy already. It's a black people thing.
You know what, Nah? I think in this case, Tyla is great. So yes, I think Ntsiki's comment is not really directed at Tyla. Yes, she brought up this conversation or this issue that she's probably seeing in the industry.
Yeah.
You get that one? There's a lot of talent out there that is not necessarily given its shine. One. So, okay, Tyla Ntswembu, she's the best, she's good. However, we do live in an industry where people are not talented and people are bagging it because of who they know and what they do.
Sure.
So I wanna comment, Ntsiki, people are sleeping their way up. There's a great element of truth in that.
Sharp, but why?
Yeah, maybe usenseda.
There's someone I want to say, but for the sake of being respectful, I'm not going to say anything.
Just say it.
I can't.
Say it, Karen. Say it.
Don't
be scared. Don't be scared.
I can't.
We're here for
but
you.
there's
We're here
this
for
one person who took out a video on TikTok recently, and you're just like, there you would be suspicious. But if it's someone you see, you can see it. It's something that you said before we started this episode. King, stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
stay ready. And that's, you can see that's been Tyla's thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like if she wasn't,
Especially
Truth or Dare is already out. Truth or DC, it's got a dance choreography. She's
in it.
into Alignon.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with that. But don't come and take it,
Kana
say
kweso.
something like, if there was a situation where someone, Tyla, I deserve Grammy. Then you say something like that. But for someone you can see evidently put in the work.
Yeah.
That's why
you get timing.
It's very witchy.
Timing.
It's for me. It's,
speaking on Tyla being international standard, I think even if, for an example, let's say Ntsiki is right. Whoever that's backing her, they already saw that this person is exactly has
and
a
it's
lot to
good,
offer, because
it's not gone to waste.
her music, even though it has a piano element, especially the first song that you spoke about. I know the song too because it was dope, right? It was a piano song, typical piano song, but it had a Ariana Grande.
Yes, even her
feel
look
to it.
It was very Ariana Grande.
So
she's got an Ariana
already
Grande.
by positioning herself in that manner, she was like, I'm not even thinking here, I'm thinking there.
Yes, she creates music that can be consumed not only in South Africa but in the international market. So you wanna say something before we shut it down?
I'm gonna say, like, we're gonna video that person who accesses Maria when he was breaking down saying he can't.
Yeah, he was crying. He said he
So,
can't do it
What
anymore.
happened?
Why?
So everyone is expecting Ntato Sis Maria to always dress up as the persona. So they even come to his house and be like, Sis Maria. Yeah, so he was breaking down. He's like, guys, I can't take it. I know you guys love me. I know you guys put me to this position.
But you must remember,
he was
I have my
crying.
life.
They literally come to his house and they harass him. Guys, I'm not even allowed to be myself anymore. Like they literally aggressively attack me.
So the reason I'm
to say as the persona. Yeah.
So the reason I'm bringing that up, if Tyla didn't deserve where she is now, she wouldn't handle the pressure. Because right now she's like at the pinnacle of her success.
Yeah.
And you can see with the interview, she's comfortable.
Yes.
You see the way,
prepared.
yes. So it's not something that came. She's like that came out of the blue.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
It's something she worked hard.
It's not
for.
given. It's something that she has been
so
working
even though
on.
She's let's go with Ntsiki's approach.
Yeah.
Let's say she is planted, but they wouldn't have planted her if she wouldn't be able to handle the pressure.
handle it.
Or she's
Like, it's
not
great
talented
planting
to
if it's
be at
planting
that
either
position.
way. Yeah.
No, even besides pressure, I think she's doing
Absolutely.
fucking awesome. She is brilliant. She's crafted for this shit. So
craftsmanship.
she's there.
Let's do this. Street Squad, tell us what you think about this. Generally, I think we all say one thing as a team. We do think she deserves the opportunity and she's ready for the opportunity. However, we still do see what Ntsiki is saying, but we feel like the context is or if not, try to ask somebody else.
Let's wait for somebody else.
So let's see, Street Squad, what you have to say. Drop it down in the comment section. And speaking about crazy things and sex in the industry and sex in the city and just sex. Yo, sex. But I just something you got to visa ka leitso le leng. So do you know something? Hey, Kagiso gave me the look. He was like, Karen, come back. And I came back.
Yo, thank you for coming back.
No
Really
pun
appreciate
intended.
it.
But yeah. I read that.
Nah, okay, guys. So,
That's but a friendly ghost.
Cassper son.
Kumpula Sister Bettina. Kunje ke SMA nyobi. This is Sister Bettina, ne?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just a bit
pure.
deep.
Yeah.
Guys, Kupali disconnecting. I'm done with today's episode. Like, I can't do this. It is so chaotic in the studio today. Sorry, Braz. Back to you. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
can't.
So, Cassper, Cassper has been he's been very quiet,
Yeah.
And recently, a video of him surfaced where he was getting interviewed by
Oh, Brandon thing his wife.
Mpumile Dwaba.
Mpumile Dwaba, yes, And in their conversation, he brought up the fact that him and his baby mama have been broken up for, I think, 2 years now. And the reason for this is because he feels that he's been very toxic in their relationship. And toxic being him having a sex addiction. So this, to me, when I received this, it was like, I didn't see Cassper as somebody that was gonna that has a sex addiction, So it's also sad because unale this woman, and she seems like a very good mother, good wife material.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say material.
Yeah. So yeah, it came as a bit of a shock, to hear that was actually the reason that they broke up. And Kimutlela Botlhoko in a way,
Utlwela mang botlhoko?
Kutlwela Cassper Botlhoko,
Okay.
because I
Gotta be
just,
sure.
well, the women, obviously,
No,
Let
it's
the- You know why I get a good up Cassper? Because this is an addiction, guys. I think people don't treat sex addiction as they would treat drug addiction. You get that one? It is quite intense, Anton. So it must be treated with the same respect, with the same concern that you treat all these other addictions, Anton. So, yeah, man, I just feel I don't know what he's been doing to probably work on it, but I hope there is some progress because, I feel like you lost a very good relationship there.
I want to give my little 2 cents on that. First of all, shout out to him for coming, because it was like a podcast interview with Mpumile Dwaba, right? And she does some amazing interviews, and she always gets people to open up, which is amazing. Going to this whole sexual immorality, thing. I don't think Cassper's the first. I think he's the first to openly admit it. But
No, there was konje mang Tyla na that circumcision ad. Kagiso mang.
oh,
He also
the
had a
short one.
Yeah, he also had.
Okay. Yeah, and that's I was about to. Well, I don't know, like locally, but shout out for you for knowing for standing on penis. Kagiso standing on penis. But I was about to say, like, people who have openly came out with that kind of info is Tiger, it's P Diddy, it's Asha. They've been very vocal.
He did.
P Diddy. I remember I was probably in grade 6 or grade 7 when there was an article on Daily Sun. Like, yes.
You need to find out that given.
Yeah. Have you ever been swallowed up? I'm not gonna say anything. But shout out to Cassper, guys. People behaving. Episode A and email. And like, Cassper, guys, we talk about something sad here. Sexual addiction is sad, even though it makes people happy, And I think for me, growing up is just realizing, Cassper, like, the more you grow, the more your insecurities and all the problems that you have, they catch up with you. And whatever you have in abundance can be used as like to your destruction, because you use it to reimburse what you didn't get or what you didn't have. And I was actually having a conversation about this with my friend and sister during the week. It's very important that while you're on your way somewhere, just deal with the little man or the little baby in you that's bruised, because you grow up and the baby in you is making your decisions, and we see this all the time with like an ego, because I was so egoistic to the point understand. And
what you're saying holds water. There's this renowned this is psychologist. I forgot what his title is. So he's like, no one substance is addictive. So addiction comes from that mental pain or trauma that you've once experienced that you're trying to block out.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't mean if you take a sip of wine or beer, you're gonna be an alcoholic. Or you sniff cocaine, you're gonna be an addict of it. But people that get addicted is because it's numbing or soothing that pain that they're still carrying it on with it. You understand? So just trying to chicken lick and feed my craving. So that's what drugs actually do.
Yeah,
you understand? So until you actually deal with that problem, you're gonna always be addicted.
Absolutely. And what you're saying is so true, because we can all I've always like, and this is so important, that's why I think for me, we're growing up and we need to be in a space where we hold space for each other, because we all have things that happen to us as kids, as adults even, that we still, and sometimes you don't even and Ario, guys, I was headed straight for hell, because at that point you need to understand you don't see what you're doing at that point, because at that point that action or that behavior is beneficial and it's a soother. Great choice of word. It's a soother to what you're going through. And I feel like that's why I'm so proud of him, to confidently be one. That means he's able to reflect. That means he's able to step off the pedestal and look back and be like,
introspect.
This was not good.
That's the biggest step you can do to recognize your
fuck up.
Because I feel like in most cases, especially if you're in a position like he is, you have so much power and so much.
He's got access to everything.
You really don't have to. It's of no benefit for him to say sorry. He can make it either way without saying sorry. He can lose everything. And I think for him to actually say, I lost everything, is like, now you're on the money. And if you're at a point where you're above, I don't know, we mature differently, but I admire that, because if you're going through something, it means you are now aware of your behavior, what it's doing to you, its destruction, and you're working towards healing. And to openly come on a public platform and say this, you are also opening yourself to vulnerability, because people can say what they want to say. But for him to do that, I think big respect to you, and I wish you all the love and warmth in your healing journey. I definitely know you are at a place with Mtanako where you are trying to take accountability, and I think that's the first step to healing. Accountability. They're going to be fine. I really feel like they're going to be fine, because what you need is for him to wake up. As long as I papa me, they're going to be fine.
So I think a lot of guys, it's a good thing, number one, that he eventually admitted to the problem that he probably saw, but he was just brushing it off, because it's dope. to sleep with all these people.
You know what I mean?
Because,
And you have
know,
that power because you're that guy.
So I think it's a dope thing, number one, that he came out and actually admitted, because obviously there's a lot of people that look up to him. So they're like, shit, he's got the same, he had the same problem that I have, right? So if he can come out of it and actually admit on a public platform, right? The other thing I wanted to say is that I once saw a video where someone was saying that if you can control your sex urge as a guy, you've solved or you've avoided half of the problems that many guys actually go through, because there's a lot of things. If you are addicted to sex, there's a lot of things that you are going to do which are going to actually they're going to destroy your life, right? Because number one, sleeping with every girl that you have access to, it's bad.
It is.
You don't know many of them what they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? Some of them, they're trying to tie you down to be with them.
Like as the soul ties are like a real thing.
They go to all these sangomas and people, shit, they end up getting all these things,
spiritual
right?
things,
And some of them are sick.
It's another thing. Net drop.
So there's a lot of things. Sometimes you don't even have access to all these girls, and then you're gonna start wanting it by force because you've got that addiction.
I understand why I'm a fool.
Dog.
I'm the hottest guy in the streets.
You understand?
It's destructive.
So there's a lot of problems that can come through just by with that one thing, and all it takes is for you to just admit that, listen, this shit is not normal.
Yeah,
I have a problem.
Let me get help.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Towards you guys in the street squad, in general.
Okay.
We know sex education or sex talk is not a thing for black folks.
Yeah.
As G was saying, it's not taken serious as other addictions are taken serious. How can awareness be raised, especially in black and colored communities, where it's something we don't openly talk about, but we only learn about it at school?
Yeah.
How can this awareness be out there and for people to recognize and know about it, the gravity it comes with?
You see the question you just asked? This conversation is the answer. Through podcasts, through people of power, through people of influence, openly. Because you know what? I feel like we hold so much power. So much power. Because you need to understand that in this position that you are, there's someone who's watching, who's listening. You are a figure of influence. It doesn't mean you need to have 1 million subbies to have influence. The fact that we are in this position right now, you have influence. And even with your little brother, with your at your workplace, because you're that guy, you still have that influence. And when people who have influence open up and they're like, you know what, guys, everything you've been seeing, it's a facade. That's not cool. This is not it. That's exactly how we work towards it. Because if Cassper can validate Karen and say, yo, dog, sexual addiction is weird. Karen is listening and Karen is battling sexual addiction and she can't ask her mother, what are you doing? Now you are being that soother and that guide for her, and now she's gonna find her way. And probably, to that example, by post a video, the comment section, I see something I resonate with, I could now have a friend. And now, because you having that conversation sparked the conversation. And now I'm realizing, and I was raped, that's why I have sexual addiction. And now I isolate myself because of my status. And that's why when these people speak, it gives us so much healing. And also our families and our elders don't speak, because we can't also blame them saying like, because they don't speak because they weren't raised in a point where it was okay to speak. And not because the problem is they don't know the solutions, and wrong. So if you could realize that our elders, it's not that they didn't want to, I don't know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, you're my child, I should know the answer. So it makes me feel stupid. Therefore, we will not have this conversation so that I do not look.
So what you're saying is
like I don't know what I'm doing.
Very much true. Because like that guy in Kagiso, who had a sexual addiction as well. Then he came with that, he did that campaign, circumcision and whatnot. And it done a ripple effect. And because of that, men's clinics started booming as well.
I can
and
imagine.
Look, now men in numbers started going to men's clinic about their problems, so forth and so on. So I'm saying one person's problem can cause a ripple effect and reaching thousands or millions of people, and them also coming out of their shells and doing something about it.
Absolutely. I agree for it. I'm all for it. We need to speak. And firstly, for you to heal first, you need to start with people that you trust. And the love that you get from them will give you the audacity or the strength to just be, because one thing for sure, we are all going through something and we are all afraid of the reaction. But I promise you, one thing I've realized about speaking about it is that you will most definitely get more love than hate. I promise I promise. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know what the other gents have to say, but speaking about it, if you're in a position of power, if you're in a position to help, talk, because you don't know who is.
I just need to. Sorry to.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. I just need to also, because I didn't listen to that conversation, the entire conversation between. Did he say what was his how did he manage to overcome it? Did he need to do something, go for therapy?
I think I didn't really get to the part where he mentioned how he overcame it. I'm not also sure if he is still in the process of.
He sounds like he is.
Yeah, it still sounds like he's in the process of overcoming it and just trying to shape this once upon a time Cassper to, a better Cassper. So to answer your question, I think he's still in the process.
Also, the other question that I have, I'm just going to switch it up a bit. Do you think that, because a lot of people will be thinking to themselves, okay, I hear what Cassper is saying, that he has actually gotten over this problem that he probably has had ever since he became there.
But he's not saying it like that, like I'm over it. He's just...
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So someone will say, yes, I understand that he's probably over it or in a process of getting over it. And probably he has had this problem ever since he had all the access to all these women, right? Maybe from 2013, maybe it's been 11 years now. Someone will be saying to themselves, I understand what he's saying, but can I also not have that moment of actually going through all of these women so that I can also get to a point whereby I feel like, whew, I'm tired now. Now I can just actually admit to this problem because I have slept with everyone that I wanted to sleep with. Can I also just have a moment of my own?
I want to make the mistake first.
I'll admit to the problem when I get to my late 30s.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
There's a saying that says, a wise man learns from his mistake, but an even wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. So, uzo bakhona vele lo feel ngathi
unless it's just going to be an excuse to just do what you want to do.
You know what I mean?
And now you're just sitting there and saying, I know, let me also just make those mistakes and then
also,
I'll admit
the repercussions for you might be worse. But the repercussions, you might not get out of it like Cassper.
I actually thought about that too.
The repercussions for you. Maybe you thola wena o type e tlo lebalang go use condom. Ebe o lemala somehow
and become a zombie.
Or you get accused of rape.
Mfana.
What do you
they
guys
arrest you?
Just said
You're gone. It lands you in prison.
Sometimes there's a ripple effect. It becomes an R. Kelly situation.
Yeah. And a
couple of girls, because you have power, they say you force them.
Exactly.
And then you end up in jail.
Yeah. So it can either be you're accused or you are actually doing it. Because now you get rejected by somebody who you feel is supposed to just say yes to you. Who was that recent American celebrity? Was it Jamie Foxx? Yeah, I think it was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I remember.
Where,
we spoke about it.
He grappled some girl and whatever,
Power. So let's just wrap it up and say shout out to Cassper. Definitely, I'm so glad that I'm in a space of people that understand that we all go through stuff and we see the work you're doing. That is amazing. I just really want to shortly go into like something that has to do with Drake. Right. So this past week, Drake was just also doing a thing. Like his shenanigans was just like all over social media. I think I don't even want to dwell on it. I'm just BTWing because I feel like all the hot things that we had to talk about was spoken about. And I'm so glad that we got to speak about them thoroughly and we stayed in them. I'm just going to quickly BTW the whole Drake thing, right? And his manhood being out there for the world to say it. What he said to it in response to me, iconic. So he was at a concert, right? A concert I had, and he said, I know people felt like I was hiding the world. Oh, I was hiding my meat from the world. And the truth is, I was hiding the world from my meat, you know. And the video of me is going around, and
You know where he took that from? From Soulja Boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know,
At the Breakfast Club, Soulja Boy, they had a conversation with Charlamagne, and Soulja Boy was like, Drake! I don't know if you know that video. Drake, the guy who wanted to hide his child from the world, but the world wouldn't hide from his child, so he's the one who said that. So he took it from him.
that's now that's why you're sitting where you're sitting. Now that's the kind of thinking that's gonna get you into Harvard, sir. Do you know what I'm saying? Beautiful episode. We need to frame this episode. This is the best episode we've ever had. I love it. Keeps on getting better. But yeah, that happened. I really like how he dealt with it. His approach was beautiful. His approach was, you know, very nice. And also funny of us to cross from Cassper to Drake, because that's exactly what Cassper also says. Like, he feels like he's also the Drake, you know, because but bam appreciate, and I think that's also one of the reasons why he had sexual addiction.
Is that what he said?
Yes, in some sort. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
he's the Drake of like our time, something along those lines. But yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I was about to say everyone is feeling like Drake. There needs to be one Drake, guys, in South Africa.
Hey, but anyway, I just feel like shout out to Drake for dealing with it the way he dealt with it. So the boys are now just gonna cruise now. Now it's time us guys. Fast. Ke 5, the fastest, yeah.
6.
Yeah, so Shabak, yes, 6. BTW number 2. What other BTW do you have for the week? Waste.
I just want us to touch on the to touch on the.
We have lengthy BTWs because we have a lot of. So don't worry, like low key lengthy BTWs.
The Mseleku son saying that he wants to marry. Now amanzi lapha. Ngiyaqhubeka mina. Who's a man?
See you right after that break. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so he was saying that he wants to marry a virgin because I didn't hear the because, but he already has 2 kids with 2 different girls. So there was an uproar on social media. People were saying, "This piece of shit! How dare you want to marry a virgin while you have 2 baby mamas?" Which I feel like it was a fair.
And that's what his mom said too on the reality show.
Yeah, I actually saw that clip. The thing is, I didn't watch the whole thing. And that's shout out to the mom. That's a fair mom.
For like
Because how dare you make other
bad
girls
behavior.
pregnant and then you say you want to marry?
It
It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense because number one, I feel like when you have a child, you need to marry the person that you have a child with. I mean, I'm sure you love them, don't you?
Because mistakes happen, yeah?
Yeah, the mistakes
not
they do
want to
happen, but
marry-
that's not a mistake because there's measures that you can take more than one, more than 2.
I'm not trying to say the girls are a mistake. He
No,
definitely
no.
loves
I'm
them.
saying to avoid having a child. There's different measures that you can take, but yeah, it's a shitty thing to wanting to marry a virgin while you made 2 girls pregnant.
I think for me, look, it's a very tricky story. I don't want to dibble and dabble even on it. The only thing I'm going to say is it's a culture thing, you know, and I think it's a culture thing for Zulu men. When they see a bride, the big idea behind marriage and having a bride is purity. So he says, I must start it like a man, and that's someone who's with someone who's pure, which for me is nonsense. But it's that toxicity is entrenched deep
the
in
culture
the Zulu.
But
thing.
it is nonsense because
It is,
even culturally, you can't make a kid out of wedlock.
Exactly, I was about to say.
Because
No, he
that's the
uses that-
highest honor any woman can give you,
Yeah.
a child. So if when your highest honor is your purity, that's the first step before getting that child. So he fucked up culturally. So he can't just say, "Oh, but
Yeah, he cannot want to uphold it now.
So with culture, you can't select the nice things you like about culture.
But that's
guys,
if you're
but
gonna be a
guys-
cultural
Like some sort
man,
of like-
accept all of it.
But
all of
guys,
it.
what if, like you said, it could have probably been a mistake, nah?
Twice.
Fine. Twice? It
3
happens.
times. He's got 3 kids. What do you mean?
But
guys?
He's got 3. I thought he had 2.
What if
Vuelo has 2, Tirelo has 1.
Oh my gosh.
so what
This
if he
nigga is
wants
crazy.
to correct? What if he wants to now do right?
Do right,
but with the 2.
Yeah, but maybe he's just not interested in this too. He wants something that he wants to choose. You get what I mean?
But-
they chose him, now he wants
But
to
also
go
your
out there and choose.
demands mustn't be
The sharpie you away now.
It's
It
not.
mustn't be ridiculous.
But how is this ridiculous?
What about like Chichi?
Hello, cha.
Who wants a
Yes, we break ile. Mariano mabatle lukis.
I care who in
And
the family has tembu.
Sure.
Anyale bapile.
Okay, fine.
Culturally,
Maybe that's
the
what
thing to
needs
do.
to probably happen.
Yeah, then
Abanyale pele, and then
Yeah, then I
Atolega
would like
Kalchichila.
Chichila.
Okay, fine.
It's just
cool.
crazy because
Now that is a solution. Go for it.
It's crazy because Viela had the first child, and then Tirelo had the second child. Then Viela got pregnant while Tirelo was pregnant, and then now because the new baby is like 3 to 2 months, and I can imagine what you're doing to these girls, the emotional turmoil, and also if you remember in I think the second season, I think it was the first season and second episode of this Mseleku show. The dad, Baba Mseleku, once said to them, ungalinge uzwane noma ushade nentombazane enengane ngoba umehluli ubaba wengane yakhe uyini wena.
Oh,
So
shit.
they grew up being told ukuthi if she has a kid, run the fuck away, right? And it's because it's not your problem. So if you papa ngwana skadike, right? That he's always told his boys that. So but he well, the first time I heard that I was like, but then he's the same person, man, because I wanted to see the consistency which Kagiso was talking about. Like if you want to be a cultural man, stand on business. With everything else, stand on business.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing with Viola and Tirelo. He was like, babes, you're going to marry those girls. And for me, I was like, okay, now he's not contradicting himself. Because he says, umusubashiya wena ungabashadanga banengane uthi babe yimthwalo yakaba ngoba mina akekho umntana onegazi la ekhaya ozokhuliswa enye indoda.
Shit.
Now, when he does that, I was like, okay, now you're standing on business. Because he says, this can't come matata amit emilitli semo. Mara haibanu wense ngwana and ngwana kwamo and umutota snabana. My darling, these are
No, it over
matatas.
Joange. One of those girls gets married elsewhere and by Khapeka Naman. I bet Sabari, since Kibanaba.
No, the dad will die. The
That's what
father.
I'm saying. I can obatla chichi guy. I'll fine. I'll marry, let's say, one of the girls, and then na hage Khapeka Naman ebaba naba.
Mara emakanya. So here's what you guys don't know. He did disclose this to the girls prior to. He didn't surprise them on the reality show. The girls were just hurt by him now saying it publicly because now they have to deal with the humiliation.
You know,
No, but-
you're actually answering a question that I wanted to find out. Well, I didn't want to find out, but I was thinking to myself that could this be
prior.
part of content to cause, you know,
Stir.
The stir.
Yeah.
I don't know how reality shows work, honestly. But maybe I don't think it is. It's just that information that is new to the public is not always new to us. So your reaction,
when you say to us,
I mean, we have certain conversations that we've never had on the camera, right?
Okay.
So if we were to say them in front of the camera, it's making news, but we've always known. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So the girls have always known what it is. And I think sometimes it's just the realization of your worst nightmare coming true because, yeah, he can say that, but I hope he didn't mean it.
But I just think this guy's being toxic, DJ.
What if he's addicted to sex?
You are not going to miss that chance. I think it's a BTW anyway. Moving past this. Other cool things happened throughout this week, right? Oh, I forgot to congratulate Sza. She also won a Grammy and she's like 32, 34. I forgot that. Shout out to her. She was also on
Is she the one that had that whole tour South Africa? Had beef with SA?
no.
I've got.
that? But she's never had a beef
Sza
with
is one of
SA.
the most unproblematic people in the game.
Oh, Nelly Olewako Dreamville, ne?
Oh yes, the one that had a song with Nasty C.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was ready to say fuck her.
That's
But,
Erin. Erin.
Hey, when I F her, you were ready to just always. And then I just quickly want to touch on this. So our episode last week, Nigeria versus South Africa. I don't understand. We lost, right? Because like the penalties were like 2-4.
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
We did.
Right? And AKA's iconic tweets resurfaced. Did you see that? I don't
Yeah.
understand why we have to always lose to Nigeria. It's our girls and that is and that, right? And then at the same time, I was just like, okay, fine. I don't feel like we're sore losers, but I feel like Nigeria sometimes is just very greedy. Now, Tyla won the Grammy on Twitter and they went to go claim her. and said shout out for standing on business for Nigeria. Someone said like Team Nigeria, like it was like a thing, right?
Tyla, Team Nigeria.
Tyla.
Dog.
Yeah. King flag ya Nigeria white and green.
Piano by Clay.
Wait, I'm coming there. And then there's a video again by saying where they're like, guys, so tell us about the Amapiano culture. But yeah, it originated in South Africa. So we put it on a global map. We made it what it is. All they did is come up with the idea. And everybody's so like, where do you think? And so everybody like, yeah, it originates there, but we made it what it is. We made it what it is. And if you can remember on a previous episode that we once had, Lesotho once asked us a question and you guys said, guys, where he said, do you feel like South Africa has a main what syndrome?
Main character syndrome, yeah.
Main character. I feel like now we see who does. I'm standing on business.
And I can't call it Afrobeat ailing the foundation for Nigerian music. It's not even theirs.
Yeah, it's not.
It's okay.
Ghana.
From Ghana.
They go around just stealing people's music and
They steal everything, those guys.
Even the girls. Even the girls.
The girls steal everything.
I think let's go to Wits, talk to Wits, and then Wit voters round, and then we go to Nigeria. We teach them something we call Harvard referencing. I don't think they know anything about that.
No, you know what they go for, ne? Because basically their population's like 3 or 4 times South Africa.
Sure.
That's why look up Big Brother and other. So it's difficult for South Africa to compete anymore, especially if it's gonna be voting or SMSing and whatnot, because they have the numbers. That's why it's difficult even for South Africa to perform, let's say, in the States. How many South Africans are there to fill up an arena or whatever the case is? So they have the numbers. So true or not, if a Nigerian says, Amapiano originated from us, and everyone retweets, they'll make it seem like it is
the case, yeah.
Whereas
I also feel like they also enjoy how reactive we are.
Yeah,
We're like, hey,
everyone, I think, you know, when I look at TikTok, a lot of content is about South Africa. A lot, especially those guys that ask questions in the streets.
Dude, even people podcast in America, they get their best views when they talk about South Africa because we stay real.
I think now they realize that actually those people are very reactive. So whenever they see something that has their name in it, they're just going to watch. They tune in. That is why
very patriotic.
there's this guy who's on TikTok that always asks a question: which country wouldn't you want to visit in Africa? Everyone is saying South Africa there. What? I think he asked maybe 1,000 people, and then out of that 1,000, the 80 that's gonna say South Africa, he posts those videos, which is crazy. But you know the what is this word? The rivalry between South Africa and Nigeria. I think at some point
is it like a sibling rivalry though? Is it a healthy one or is it
it's not even a sibling?
Don't call
rivalry.
it a sibling rivalry. Yes,
it's a power struggle. Because in Africa, the big boys, it's Nigeria and South Africa. They're always fighting for the number 1 seat.
I think both of them are always fighting to be the main character person.
Yeah, so it's that thing, not only politically, but okay, politically we don't have much of a problem. But when it comes to a lot of things, we always want the first seat.
Pop culture.
Even there's this other page, more Twitter, where they just talk about like African news or facts. Whenever they speak about Nigeria, you see South Africa. Whenever they speak about South Africa, you see Nigeria.
Yeah, it's like the challenges don't as well. Exist. Yeah.
It's just South Africa versus Nigeria the whole time.
You know, this main character thing is a real thing because there's another video that I saw from a podcast, I think from guys who were sitting there. I think it's Nigerian guys. And this one was saying, listen, guys, I see our music scene and everything. But when it comes to music, we have nothing on South Africa. Because those people don't only have the music that is dope.
Absolutely.
You know what those people can move to the same music that they produce. Those people,
oh yes.
We can even claim Amapiano, but we can't even move to those things. They can't.
You know what I think? I think South Africa is just doing their thing. And then Nigeria is always just wanting to take the spotlight or to be like, okay, I can also do it type of thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't even see it as us working so hard to compete with them. I think our competition is way bigger than them. You get that one?
We don't even compete.
We're not even competing.
I've never
exactly.
felt
We
South
don't even try
Africa
to do
causing
that. That's what I'm
problems.
saying. To say, I don't even feel like, okay, there's this sibling rivalry that's happening, but I'm sitting, I'm like, no, man.
Don't call it sibling rivalry.
You get what I mean? And that's the reason why I'm saying that, because I don't see where we're actually coming in and competing. It gets us, we're just doing our own thing. We're not competing. We're just doing our own thing and getting whatever certificates and, whatever for it. And then this guy just comes through, wants to just in the photo there type of thing. You get what I mean?
And
I think this is how it is.
Typical example of what you are saying is that they always try to do what we do, but we don't even try to do Afrobeats. We just do our own thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if we were in a competition, we were going to be like, let's see who does Afrobeats better.
But
we don't even try those
overtake.
things.
I think also, because when you look at it from the viewpoint of people that are in the game, actively, they're always saying, South Africa, I mean, a lot of the cool things that happen, regardless of like what's going on, I really feel like we are the heart and the pulse of pop culture right now, globally. But
it has been that way.
Yeah, because, and actually now that you say that, you're gonna make me go back to a simple example of who runs the world. Our culture has always been this beautiful thing.
Let's go.
We
even
represent.
Further. Let's go even further.
Oh yeah, like we
our genre, their music.
They have Grammys, gone Janebo Hugh and stuff.
The first Grammy in Africa was the South African Ladies Smith. We've always been winning, Joe.
And we've always been something abstract. You're right.
When it comes to our music, there's always a reason. Even though Ankashaba combo, Amapiano, it might seem like it's meaningless, but we express via our dance moves. Like they have meanings, bro.
True, there is.
That's why we can move like we don't just make Ntsiki out of the blue.
Yes.
Everything has.
We're taste makers, culture curators.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. I think that's beautiful, and I feel like what I genuinely do like about like our country, is that and this for me is proof that I don't mean character syndrome. We just want to defend Hamutasa Tonka. Like I never utlofitla ke ile chocolate e bore go gaeretsa chocolate.
We just want to be respected. That's why even when Swahili was putting the American flag, the Nigerian flag on the word after Mapiano, they're like, nah, bro, we don't mind you guys doing a Mapiano, but don't put the Nigerian flag.
Exactly.
Then he comes, no, I come from, you come from Nigeria in your own, but don't mix it with Mapiano.
And then now it's gonna make us seem like we are very sensitive people. But anyway, we are not trying to say we have beef. We have the thing of
we do have beef.
Stop culture appropriation. Stop stealing our things and come say
behave.
We made you what you are.
Fucking behave. That's sus.
Okay, we're moving on. We've got more BTWs. I saw you said something about O.J Simpson. You want to share light on that a little bit? Because I know you know global stories, global boys.
Well, it's just going to be in passing. Apparently, he has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. So there's been rumors that he's in a hospice. But he took out a video saying he's not in hospice. But he didn't debunk the news of him having prostate cancer. So that's it, basically.
That's it. Okay. We got anything else that the boys want to be? See,
that's the original Oscar Pretorian. O.J Simpson.
Anything else, boys? Anything else?
I can't remember the other stuff.
The only thing that I just wanted to add, before if I forget actually, is the fact that there was a sad moment. There were two actually before we wrap it up. One was. And we're not trying to cause trouble. We're just honest. And this is why it's a podcast. We did not see the same show of love and color during this whole football Africa versus Nigeria. And I'm saying that because if you were to look at the numbers and the involvement of the Rainbow Nation during the time of the Rugby World Cup, you would see that it was only the black majority that were happy for South Africa as far as soccer is concerned. And we didn't have a lot of white people being patriotic about their country. And I feel very strongly about that, and I feel not in a sense of wanting to cause a stir or drama, but it's a babes. It's a country thing. Why are you not coming up with the same energy you did when the Boker were hearing the Kombi Boker?
You know, someone was saying
We had load shedding. Oh. Honestly, we had load shedding during the soccer,
exactly.
you know, and rugby. Oh, there was no load
Suspended.
shedding. Now it comes back. You ask yourself to say, who's behind this load shedding shit? Could it be a white man?
Definitely is.
You know, someone was saying the same thing when last
Reflexes,
year
lady.
when
Cat reflexes.
when rugby was playing last year, the World Cup, right? And the Springboks, they
Yeah.
kept on qualifying up until the final. Someone, I can't remember, but there's a celebrity that said, listen, guys, you guys are following this thing and being patriotic because you are good people, black people. You guys are good people. You're going to support your own. That is why when you saying that Swahili is going to come here and do shit, and then the entire Twitter people, they're going to come at him, he's going to be forced to come and retract whatever that he said. That's because we are that patriotic. If our own is representing us on a global stage, we are there, right? Someone was saying, guys, watch when Bafana start doing things and see if the white people are also going to be as supportive as black people are for the Springboks.
It's the first time I saw
Fun.
black
But why
people,
is
so
it
many
even
black
a
people.
race thing? Like, that's what hurts me. These are national teams.
Teams, I know, true.
Why should we choose Kidi Boker, Why?
It shouldn't, but it's the reality though.
But the
It's a
majority.
power symbol thing. It's a
But
power symbol thing.
Aku
So,
trying to tell you.
Well, I think we grow up knowing, Hori, the majority of players in rugby are white. The
Okay.
majority of players in soccer
Are black.
are black.
And then in
You
cricket,
see? So that already becomes
in cricket,
who belongs
Majority
where.
white.
And who,
okay.
yeah, cricket is also mostly white.
Yeah.
You get that one? So the supporters by rugby, mostly white. Supporters by polo,
So
mostly white.
what-
But it's so sad. You're right. You say, now I did see. There was even a post where people were like, most of you don't even fucking know the rules to rugby. But here you are, you're going, you're spending so much on just buying these shirts. Yes, it's good, you know? And I felt that it was a bit of a nasty comment, né? Because at the end of the day, it's South Africa. It is not
Being patriotic.
rugby or soccer.
Yeah.
But you're right, Luena, to say you did not see the same support that we had expected to get. You get that one? When you're thinking, okay, we're moving as a country, and now black people are here supporting rugby, but we're not getting the same thing.
but politically
for
it's
soccer.
wrong. I mean, we had to make a rule or a law to allow a certain number of black people in rugby.
Yeah.
Before, there'll only be one black person or no black people
True,
at
no
all.
black people at all.
Like,
True.
the lawmakers had to intervene. They're like, nah, for you guys to be compliant, a certain number of black people need to play that sport. You understand? Like, if Washaba Caf, for example, how many white players do you see? For white people,
Yeah.
it's not about a country of being patriotic. For them, it is we support where white people are. I
And
think
that's how they
that's a
move.
mistake that we're doing. We can support a team where it's just white people, but because it has South Africa on it, we will rip it. We don't know the rules, we don't know the culture, we don't know anything.
Because
but
I'm standing for my own.
exactly. For them, it's not about that.
And I don't think it's I think you put it as it's a mistake I don't think it's a mistake. It's just a reflection of the kind of people that we are.
We are.
You know,
Yes, yes,
the
very
kind of people that
supportive.
we are. We
Compassionate
support our
in
own.
every way.
We don't
Like,
care
and
about
What I'm
cars.
saying is why I say it's a mistake. There was a tweet or something I read where they're like the biggest mistake is forgiving people that never asked.
For forgiveness.
So the reason I put it at that, never barinke serious where we go around supporting every single thing. Imagine the number of jerseys we bought, how much money they
Dog.
bought.
Mpana, they were
The
sold out.
viewership, dude.
Dog.
The viewership, all that. I mean, South Africa as soccer, I know much because there's a lot of besides sabotage, there isn't support in numbers behind. Yes, I understand you can't support something that's always losing. But if we put the same energy into Bafana as we do in other sports, Morisa Tibing Fokol, would do a lot better.
But I think like rugby, I think we started now supporting when we saw their progress was actually getting to the
No,
finals.
South Africa's always been dope. Remember
It has
Mandela
been.
out one. But I'm saying is,
True.
Bonali even Rainbow Nation in sports. It's never in soccer. As
Yeah,
soon as
it never
Mandela
is.
out by Fostile into rugby.
True.
So the Rainbow Nation only comes out during
Rugby.
rugby.
Yeah.
Bona by the pokers, then cricket, the Proteas, there's this symbol,
Yeah.
symbol of Bafana.
Those sun, no, the sun, the stars, the stars that look like they're kicking the balls, like it's, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah, it's two stars that look like they're kicking the
The
balls.
mere
yeah,
fact
yeah.
that it's not even in the
Embedded,
forefront
yeah.
of our minds.
Yeah. It
That's a
means
problem
it's
on
not
its
it's
own.
not well.
Two stars that you know what I'm talking about though. But I get what you guys are saying. I just feel like Street God also, let's just reel you in and tell us what you think about this. I really feel like I don't want, and you can tell that even with the it's just a common theme that we're not trying to be snacks, but we feel like other people are trying to be snacks, which is weird. But I also just in closing, I don't wanna dwell on it, and I feel like we shouldn't now withdraw support because we feel like we're not getting
Nah,
it. I
we're
feel
not
like it
those kind of
doesn't-
people. We
Yeah,
just-
I feel like do you know
We're not those
it's
kind of
nonsense o tla e etsa, and it nonsense ya gagwe. Another BTW that I just remembered is that actually who wrote this? I think it's you. Yeah, somebody total share high 5 or 10% of the revenue ya
Mr. Please Call
Vodacom
Me.
for the Mr. Please Call Me thing. Please go just go into that for let's over.
So I don't have a lot of context behind it, but I'm just gonna state the basics,
that's
right?
like a BTW.
So, Mr. Please Call Me. The case has been going on since 2003
Since I've been alive, dude.
For 18 years now.
Yo.
for 18 years.
Yeah, I think.
It's a fucking long time.
So he just won the case, right? So the case against Vodacom. So the court said Vodacom is supposed to give him between 5 and 10%.
It's 5 and 7.5.
Yeah, of the revenue that they've acquired over the 18 years, right? And people were doing estimates and were saying that that's about 20 billion.
Wana.
You know, the dope thing about this case, number one, the resilience and the patience, right? Because Vodacom has been coming with offers. They've rejected 45 million. They've rejected so much amounts. I think we need to give a shout out to this guy because a lot of black people would have said 45 million.
I'll
take it, bring it. I'm taking
but
it,
we can
true.
get more, Baba.
Yeah, he rejected a lot of offers.
I'm taking this.
That also
right?
looked good.
And then they kept on offering even more, but he rejected
And they
all
had
of
the
them.
audacity to. I think they commented and they were like, "Hey, they've made very generous offers
One
to him."
tell,
I was like, "Oh, what? Because he's fucking black." Now you wanna come and be like, it goes back to what we were just talking now. To say when you're black, you're just immediately just associated
Like,
with poverty.
yeah.
So whatever that's going to be thrown at,
Be grateful.
You must just fucking
You little
exactly.
peasant.
You must be.
You
You must be
peasant.
grateful. You get what I mean?
Grateful.
And I think the
So I think you taught them a
Shout out.
fucking lesson.
What Vodacom wanted to do, the reason that 47 million came into play, they wanted to pay him for the 5 years where I think he was employed with them. So what he's saying is like, I want money from when you guys implemented the idea up until now,
Very
which is
smart.
about 20 years.
Which
Right?
makes
Very
sense.
smart.
So now, basically, what Vodacom was doing is this: they were spitting in his face. And one thing I love about him, he's setting precedents that are gonna protect people in future, whereby their intellectual property is being stolen and whatnot. And what I also like, he's teaching them a lesson. I mean, they have the money to. Basically, the reason it's been going on for 18 years is that they have the money to drag it.
Yeah.
And also,
And it's very hard to fight corporate.
yeah. So
Very
when it
difficult.
comes to intellectual property, with other cases, what can happen? Your lawyer can say, you know what? You don't have to pay me upfront now. I'll just take maximum,
percentage.
let's say 15%
once
of
this is
your
done.
of the
payout,
winnings.
yeah.
With intellectual property, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So luckily, he has like sponsors
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, he got some backing.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the
Dope.
I
end
think
of
that's
that,
that's
they
what's
still
keeping
need
him
to
going. Because
to
legal
get
fees
their
are
monies back. You understand? So now, isn't it the Supreme Court of Appeal? They gave the verdict like, Vodacom, pay this guy between 5% and 7.5% of the revenues you guys done. So now they want to go to the apex court, which is the highest court in the land. The constitutional court.
Apex.
Yeah. But now there's this thing of what constitutional right did the outcome of this case.
Yeah.
Basically, what constitutional violation is Vodacom going to plead for?
Okay.
So now and constitutional court doesn't deal with numbers. That gets done by the Supreme Court of Appeal. So basically,
Nah, they're just trying to drag it. They
have 30 days. So I want to see what's actually going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Diplomatic.
You know, the other thing I think it's a shout out to the law firm that is behind that guy that's fighting this for him.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine this guy kept on saying to them, they've offered 45 million, and this.
I
thing
hope
is
he
going
gives
to
them
be-
like $1 billion or 2.
you know.
No,
And,
he'll give
and-
them a decent amount because it's
Yeah,
been
he's
dragging
probably-
for some
yeah,
time.
he's probably gonna give them a nice.
They
in
deserve
fact,
like $1 billion.
If
So-
it depends how much
so-
he's getting. Even 10%, I wouldn't mind giving.
But I can guarantee you now, Vodacom has spent more than if they squashed it
Which is
initially.
stupid, exactly.
is
Because
stupid.
now, because legal fees plus the payout, they lost.
You know what's sad about this? For a normal layman, a lot of people have been fucked over because of this.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
Like now, currently, let's say they steal my intellectual property. I don't have the financial muscle to drag.
Yeah.
And what they do, more than one court, judge have been saying what Vodacom is doing is unethical. So they're just dragging it because they want to tie him out.
Yeah, and that's just crazy. But also, let's just throw it back to the streets guide. Once again, it's a BTW. Tell us what you think about Vodacom. How do you feel about them? Honestly, vele, bagridinyana, mara anyway, intelligently, unethically. And to everyone who
Don't
is...
come for our rates now trying to recover that money.
Not really saying. All I'm saying is just be grateful to that black man, because even though your man doesn't have money, at least with Tyla, please call Happy Valentine's today. We love you from the GSL podcast team. Have a beautiful Valentine's. And if a man don't tell you he loves you, no, the four boos do. That's what I wanted to say. Sharp. We love you. Bye. Same time, same place next week. Bye. Bye.